Good evening. Today's date is March 30th, 2018. It is Friday. Happy Friday, and it is a bloody Friday on this cryptocurrency market. I mean, we have a little bit of a bump right now, so it looks like things are going on the way back up. But still, overall, it was a lot of red a few hours ago. So the market cap is down to $267 billion with a Bitcoin dominance of 44.6%. We'll jump right into, actually, before I get into that, do check us out at Encrypto. We have a Facebook page as well as the Telegram chat. It's just good dialogue and conversation. Any funny memes we see on Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, we just put them up. But just trying to create like a healthy environment for people to ask questions and get them answered for anything that may arise in the cryptocurrency space. But jumping right into the top five, Bitcoin is sitting at about $7,047, up about 0.5%. Ethereum sitting at $403, up about 6%. Ripple is at 52 cents, up about 4%, 4.23%. Bcash is at $717, up almost 2%, and Litecoin is at $122, up about 7.68%. So, prices are down significantly. I do always encourage people to look at the fundamentals of the coin. What does it have to offer instead of the price? So with all the money, going in and out of these markets and the countries that are looking to adopt these coins and different exchanges, this market's here to stay. So I know people are freaking out about the price, but just do your research to figure out what the coin has to offer and what is its best use case. Just fundamentals is just crucial with a lot of these coins. But there's always more than one strategy instead of just buying and holding. Like I said before, I'm not a trader. I'm still learning how to trade. It's just a different option. I've seen some interesting stuff where people have kind of preserved and bought more of what they had by understanding, some of the historical prices and some of the, the volumes. Technical analysis is pretty interesting if you're doing it right. But more news coming out. And as we're early in this implementation of our channel Encrypto, we're trying to figure out what news to bring to you best. At this point, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are starting to beginning to understand that cryptocurrencies aren't going anywhere. But once you understand they're not going anywhere, we're probably going to transition more to breaking down what each coin is. How does the technology work? How does blockchain work? How do fundamentals of the coin? What is this, utility? How can people use it? So we're going to get into more of the, not what countries are doing, but what is the coin? What does it do, and why should people use it? So that's where we're migrating into our overall explanation here at Encrypto. But this article comes out of Cointelegraph, actually just recently, I think. But it's basically talking about Seoul mayor, South Korea mayor, aims to launch capital's own crypto, establish better environment for blockchain startups. Park Woon-soon, the mayor of Seoul, has declared his intentions to launch South Korean's capital-owned cryptocurrency and create a better environment for the development of blockchain and digital cryptocurrency projects in the city. The news outlets Korea, I cannot pronounce that name, reported on March 30th, referencing an interview with CoinDesk Korea. Park made a public announcement on March 22nd stating that he would pursue the creation of blockchain-oriented industrial clusters and startup at work towards the development of Seoul's own cryptocurrency S-Coin. To achieve this goal, he would reportedly help prepare the necessary institutional and legal foundations. As Seoul is the world's leading city in the field of information and communications, including the fourth industrial revolution, I think it should naturally study new technologies such as blockchains in order to make an S-coin. We must prepare institutional and legal backing such as ordinances, said the mayor. Let's see. Finally, Park commented on Korean government's strict policies in regards to cryptocurrencies, suggesting the possibility for more free regulatory environment in the future. The last time the Ministry of Justice announced regulatory measures, it was a tremendous resistance, and the government seemed to think deeply about it. First, it is the local government's task to create cases and models. If Seoul's government releases certain regulations, it will be able to make the model more freely. So once again, another country. South Korea is pretty much at the forefront of a lot of the cryptocurrency space. They have some pretty major exchanges with some pretty high volumes going in and out of them. So if anybody would be adopting, a coin to promote technology and companies to be built on a coin for a specific city, I would definitely see South Korea at that forefront. What governments need to start doing, and local governments and state governments need to start nurturing this type of environment where, hey, we're really trying to promote technology. This technology is going to help build industries, build business. For those who, once again, sleep under a rock, a lot of the world economic situations being caused are could be remedied with just the promotion of local businesses, which would turn to national businesses. Starting at the local level is where all these need to be pretty much created and nurtured. So it looks like South Korea is trying to get kind of trying to be at the front of the line for setting that up. One of the other articles I had was coming out of CoinDesk, basically talking about taxing all Bitcoins buying will backfire for the IRS. Let's see, so tax season, the deadline for tax season is coming up in a few weeks. And I'm sure those who are in cryptocurrencies are trying to figure out, like, hey, how do I report all this gains I've made in cryptocurrencies, or any losses I can write off. But this article is basically talking about what it's going to create. We have some use cases. Well, let me just jump right in the article. Bitcoin has a remarkable way of teaching people very rapidly about the law of unintended consequences. A great example is when Chinese government began inspecting regulated exchanges in 2017. Believing the exchanges might get shut down, they eventually did. Buyers flocked to local Bitcoins and peer-to-peer exchange whose volume surged 3,600% in the course of a month. By trying to keep a better track and control of Bitcoin users in China, the government drove them to a method that was much harder to surveil. In the US, the IRS treatment of Bitcoin taxation has arguably had a similar effect. By effectively telling taxpayers they need to calculate capital gains tax for every $25 gift card purchased with Bitcoin, the IRS is giving them one more reason to treat Bitcoin less like a payment protocol and more like digital gold. Let's see. What's going on to say? 1 second. So, the vast majority of Bitcoin users know I understand that paying taxes on short and long-term gains is not only required by law, but is also fair. The same cannot be said by taxing purchases of low-dollar items under the guidance that IRS issued 4 years ago. Let's see. The IRS own interests, as the agency narrowly focused on maximizing revenue, the IRS is probably indifferent to the way people chose to use Bitcoin, so long as the gains are reported and taxes paid. But by discouraging the real-world use of cryptocurrencies as money for purchasing goods, the IRS is reducing the incentive for companies in the space to build robust tools to track spending and improve tax reporting. There might be a straightforward way for the IRS to mitigate these consequences, though. A year ago, Coin Center, a nonprofit research and advocacy center focused on the public policy issues facing cryptocurrency exchanges, published a piece entitled "Bitcoin Taxation is Broken. Here's How to Fix It." Let's see. Goes on to say you buy 100 euros for $100 because you're spending the week in France. Before you get to France, the exchange rate of the euro rises so that 100 euros you bought are now worth $105. When you buy a baguette with your euros, you experience a gain, but the tax code has a de minimis exemption for personal foreign currency transactions, so you don't have to report this gain on your taxes. By implementing a similar de minimis exemption for your cryptocurrency gains under $200, the IRS could massively simplify the code in this area and make it more likely that Bitcoin users will report gains properly. These areas are not entirely dissimilar from the ones I proposed in 2014 paper on a similar subject. Not only would this spare Bitcoiners from having to keep records on every piddly purchase they make or live in fear of prosecution, it might also improve the overall tax compliance. So I'm not sure what people's overall opinions are of Bitcoin taxes. I would guess that they're not a fan of it. I'm not going to say what my opinions are on this one for taxes. Just pay your taxes is all I'll say. But at the same time, too, you want to create an environment that's going to promote the use of this and instead not hide it. I think one of the other things this article mentioned is, Bitcoin is not the only cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is like one of the first cryptocurrencies and, basically the king of cryptocurrencies. But there are more anonymous coins that are coming on the scene. Things like Cloak and Komodo and Monero and I think Zcash. So, those coins won't be able to be tracked on the blockchain like Bitcoin. So, by really going after tax regulations on Bitcoin, you're really just going to drive your tax base into finding loopholes and other ways to hide, transactions. But we're still not at the phase yet where cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin are being used as a common form of transaction. So we'll see where this all goes. 2017 tax reporting for cryptocurrency should be very interesting. I'm kind of curious to see how all this pans out myself, but I'll leave it at pay your taxes. Those are the only two articles I did want to address for today. Once again, please feel free to check us out on Facebook at Encrypto, and then also please check us out on our Telegram chat room. And I need to do an article on actually the Telegram ICO. It's a pretty interesting article, a lot of money going there as well. But feel free to check us out, and we'll keep you posted with more news and views going forward. You guys have a nice night. Bye-bye.